Dead soil is one of the most frustrating things a gardener can face. You water, you fertilize, you wait, and honestly, nothing improves. Crops stay weak, worms disappear, and the soil feels more like dust or concrete than living ground. The good news is that soil doesn't need chemicals or expensive inputs to come back to life. For generations, Amish growers have revived exhausted land using plants that most modern gardeners ignore. Today, on the Evergreen Garden channel, we're digging straight into 5 unusual plants the Amish rely on to rebuild dead soil naturally, and how you can copy their methods starting this season. If you value real, time-tested gardening knowledge, make sure you subscribe, comment, and share this with another gardener who's struggling with poor soil. Why the Amish trust plants instead of products to heal soil? Amish farming has always focused on soil first, because healthy soil means reliable harvests without dependence on outside inputs. Their approach treats soil as a living system rather than a growing medium. When soil is dead, it usually lacks organic matter, microbial life, proper structure, or all three. Instead of trying to fix those problems separately, Amish growers use specific plants that work underground while they grow above it. The roots break compacted layers, feed microbes, pull nutrients from deep soil, and leave behind organic matter that improves texture and fertility for years. These plants don't just grow in bad soil, they transform it. Daikon radish is the Amish secret for breaking hardpan naturally. Daikon radish looks like an oversized white carrot, but its real power is underground. Amish farmers use it as a biological tiller to fix compacted, lifeless soil without machinery. The root can push down 12 to 24 inches, punching through clay layers and hardpan that block water and air. As it grows, it opens channels that later crops can use. When winter kills the plant or it's cut down, the root decomposes in place, leaving behind organic matter and vertical tunnels that improve drainage and root penetration. To use Daikon radish effectively, you'll want to plant it thickly at a rate of about 1 pound of seed per quarter acre, or, roughly 1 seed every 4 inches in a garden bed. It works best when planted in late summer or early autumn, while the soil is still nice and warm. Just water it during establishment, then let it grow on its own. Do not pull the roots after they mature. Let them rot right there in the soil because, honestly, that decay feeds microbes and improves structure far better than removal ever could. Buckwheat is how Amish growers wake up dead soil fast. Buckwheat is, without a doubt, one of the fastest soil-reviving plants you can grow. Amish gardeners rely on it when land is tired, weedy, or biologically inactive. Buckwheat germinates in about 3 days, shades soil quickly, and starts feeding microbes almost immediately through its root exudates. It's especially good at unlocking phosphorus that's present in the soil but unavailable to plants. Buckwheat is typically sown at a heavy rate, around 1 pound per 500 square feet, to ensure dense coverage. It can be planted any time soil temperatures are above 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Let it grow for 30 to 40 days until flowering begins, then cut it down before seeds set. Leave the chopped plants right where they fall. Within a week, earthworms and microbes will move in, and the soil will become noticeably darker and softer. Amish growers often repeat buckwheat plantings 2 or 3 times in a single season on severely degraded ground. Comfrey is a deep-rooted nutrient pump that rebuilds soil long-term. Comfrey looks like a leafy perennial herb, but Amish growers value it as a living nutrient miner. Comfrey's roots can, reach as deep as 6 feet, pulling up calcium, potassium, magnesium, and trace minerals that shallow-rooted plants just can't access. These nutrients are stored in its leaves, and when the plant is cut, they're returned right back into the soil. Comfrey is usually planted along garden edges or near compost areas because, well, it's long-lived and really quite hard to remove once it's established. You'll want to plant root cuttings about 2 inches deep and 2 feet apart. Once it's settled in, cut the leaves 3 to 4 times each season and lay them directly on your garden beds as mulch. A common Amish ratio is 1 wheelbarrow of chopped comfrey leaves spread over 50 square feet of soil. Over time, this simple practice builds up rich topsoil and feeds soil microbes continuously, all without needing any external fertilizer. Sweet clover is actually how Amish farmers go about rebuilding nitrogen-poor fields. Sweet clover isn't your typical garden clover, not by a long shot. It grows tall, sends roots deep, and fixes large amounts of nitrogen while improving soil structure. Amish farmers often use it on land that has been overcropped or heavily grazed. Its taproot breaks compacted layers while its nitrogen-fixing bacteria restore fertility naturally. To apply this method at home scale, broadcast sweet clover seed at a rate of about 1 ounce per 300 square feet. It establishes slowly at first, but becomes vigorous by the second season. Amish growers typically let it grow for 1 full year, then cut it down before it fully flowers. The roots left behind can contribute the equivalent of 80 to 120 pounds of nitrogen per acre, which translates into visibly greener, stronger crops the following season without synthetic fertilizer. Jerusalem artichoke is the overlooked soil builder hiding in plain sight. Jerusalem artichoke, also called sunchoke, is one of the toughest plants Amish growers use to reclaim poor ground. It thrives in compacted, nutrient-depleted soil where other crops fail. Its tall stalks and aggressive root system add massive amounts of organic matter below ground, while also producing edible tubers. Plant tubers about 4 inches deep and 12 to 18 inches apart. Let them grow untouched through the season. After harvest, always leave some tubers behind to regrow and continue improving the soil. Amish growers often plant Jerusalem artichokes in rotation zones or problem areas where the soil needs rebuilding before more delicate crops are introduced. So why do these plants work better together than alone? The real power of this Amish approach, honestly, comes from rotation and layering. Daikon radish breaks compaction first, then buckwheat follows to activate microbes. Sweet clover restores nitrogen, comfrey feeds minerals, and Jerusalem artichoke builds bulk organic matter. When used over 1 to 3 seasons, even dead soil can turn into dark, crumbly ground full of life. This isn't fast gardening, but it's permanent gardening. If this guide helped you rethink how you deal with poor soil, do support the Evergreen Garden channel by subscribing, sharing this with fellow gardeners, and dropping a comment about which of these plants you'll try first. Healthy soil is the foundation of every successful garden, and once you fix it, everything else becomes easier.